Welcome back for another book review. Today we are talking about this one. So this is The Witch of the Forest's Guide to Earth Magic. Ground yourself with magic. Connect with the seasons in your life and in nature by Lindsay Squire. I think that's how you're supposed to say that last name. So this one is not really what the title says. So when I randomly was meandering through one of the libraries, I saw this and I was like, ooh, all right. Because sometimes I like to visit different ones in the county just to see what they have on the shelves. This is one of those, and I thought Earth Magic would be about Earth Magic? It is not. This is another Wicca 101, Witchcraft 101 kind of a book. It goes over a lot of different topics, but at the end of the day, it's an intro book. So it goes over like, what is a circle? What is the elements? How do you cast a spell? What is the wheel of the year? Like that kind of stuff you've got in here. So I actually ended up loving this. I gave it a 5. That was not anticipated. To be honest, like my patrons will see it in the March vlog. I didn't anticipate liking this, but here we are. So I was like flipping through this and I'm like, every single thing has this. Where it's like every single page has these like, this is just every single one, just tiny, tiny, tiny bit, like I would say under 50 words probably per side here. Like every single one has this. It doesn't matter. They all are the same. And like some of them don't even have any words at all. Like it's the entire book and flipping through it, and like the other sides too, sometimes they're a full page, but it is rare. A lot of times they don't go all the way. You've got like extra spacey space. So I was prepared to hate it, and then I ended up actually really liking this book. This has such good information for beginner witches. Like I was genuinely surprised to find that I was starting to love this book. Because again, I was ready to be like, meh, it's another one of those. You know, like I've read enough of the beginner books and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be one of those. And then it wasn't. Because like it talks about when you get to your crystals, it has the warnings. It has good warnings. It has the best I've seen yet, because even I'm guilty of this because I'm like, I don't know, all the ones where it's like, hey, don't put these ones in sunlight. Don't put these ones in water. I usually give like an example of like, hey, did you know if you put your beautiful dark amethyst in the sun, it's gonna stop being that beautiful dark amethyst and it's gonna turn kind of clear and murky color to it. It's gonna dissipate that beautiful rich color. And like if you put selenite in water, you will not have selenite anymore. Like those are the generics that I always go to. This one had all of the things. I didn't know it. Like some of them I'm like, really? Did not know. Like apparently I think it was like labradorite you're not supposed to put in water, and I'm like, huh? I mean, I don't for that reason, but good to know. And like it's those kinds of warnings that you just don't see, and let alone a list. And it was like, whoa, I appreciate, look at you. It also had subjects that typically aren't included in the beginner book, but it was really well handled, like how to deal with shadow work, like a whole thing on like what it is, how to do it. Basically, shadow work is just continue to spiral asking why until you can't anymore, and you find like a revelation within yourself and you're like, oh my god, that's why I do that? It's crazy, but it actually works. But that's kind of ultimately like, that's the pattern I see. Anytime you see shadow work discussions, at the end of the day it comes down to the most basic concept. Keep asking why. Just like, why am I feeling triggered by this? Why do I hate this? Why this? Why that? And then you just keep going, why and why and why, until you spiral to an end. It also had some information on the runes, just a little bit, little intro kind of a thing. Same with astrology. Just overall, it had a lot of really good intro stuff. I would recommend this to beginner witches. Sorry that my voice just, I could hear it. It's the sick is starting to leave, and then sometimes I can start to talk normal, and then sometimes it's like, nah. Like mid-sentence, you're like, oh my god, why? So I'm sorry that I sound like this. I'm trying to get over the stupid cold, but it keeps lingering, and then you're like, can I breathe? Can I not? Apparently not. So anyways, beginner witches, this is for you. This is also one, honestly, that I've talked about a little bit when we have our little witchlings running amok, that I am going to start collecting books to eventually give to our kids. This is one of them. Is it for like little kids? No. It's got a lot of pretty complex things, but like teenagers, young teenagers even, it might be a little bit of a stretch of their reading abilities, depending on how much they actually read and their reading comprehension. But like, had I read this when I was like 12, 13, probably would have liked it. I think it's got a lot of really good information. So anyways, I would love to know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. A huge thank you to my patrons. If you would like to support me and get access to a bunch of stuff, it's patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I try and post every single day, even if sometimes it doesn't happen on time. I try. One day I'll get so ahead, but currently the only one that's ahead is Patreon books, cause yeah, I somehow got really ahead on that, so that's kind of nice. I have a huge cush. I'm like scheduling into April. It's awesome. I love it for me, but alas, here, I'm not there yet. I read these today. I don't know which one you're seeing. Grab the paper underneath the tripod. I read 3 books today, this morning, while being sick in bed. So like, sometimes you see it the same day. Today is the 18th. I read 3 books today, and yeah, I don't know, you're probably seeing this one tomorrow. I think you saw the astrology one yesterday. Anyways, which would be today. So, anyways, thank you for coming along for my rambles, and until next time, if you want to check out my books, they're always linked down below, and until next time, blessed be.